I just bought one of the best Lamborghinis Lamborghini have ever made.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is my Bugatti they run. I am Bugatti man.
Welcoming back to the family, Huracan Storado in the amazing Verde scandal.
What happened? Remember when automotive content on YouTube felt like garage videos that were created by your boys? Just simple uploads of guys working on beat up Civics or drifting rust buckets that they scored off Craigslist or Kijiji for a couple grand. Those were the early days of car videos that got so many of us hooked. But something's changed. Fast forward to now and the landscape is entirely different. Every video is about buying a McLaren, a Lamborghini, or even a Bugatti. Obviously, those cars are insane and the creators behind them have definitely earned them. This video isn't about me bashing anyone or watching people's pockets, it's just a trend I've noticed. A lot of automotive YouTube content has shifted away from being relatable to chasing the wildest and most expensive builds or rebuild projects. But honestly, that era might be coming to an end. So what brought this on? I think my first holy shit moment was when Tyler Hoover from Hoovy's Garage bought his Bugatti almost 1 year ago. Hot take, I loved the blue on blue. I thought it looked sick, and he's since sold the car, but more on that later. I'm not sure why that stood out to me. I know he's had crazy cars like the Diablo and the Countach, but those were before my time, so they didn't seem as dramatic. But now, a creator whose content was always focused around buying hoopties held the key to $1 million car. It seemed insane. But after the hype wore off, I started thinking about where we are with automotive content. When I first discovered automotive YouTube, it was motivating because it felt attainable. The majority of videos were guys building project cars in their driveways, but they weren't working on six-figure vehicles. It was old Hondas or 90s German cars. By no means were the builds perfect, but that's what made it engaging. It was almost like if you worked hard and saved a bit of money, you could customize your own car in a similar way. Whether it was buying a new set of wheels, throwing on a cheap exhaust, or swapping your headlights for some eBay ones, the videos made you think, I could do that too. Now, those same creators are dropping tens of thousands on mods, importing insanely rare cars, or buying salvage supercars and rebuilding them. The content is still very entertaining, and the production value is so good that it would not look out of place on network TV. But that raises a question. Can something evolve so far that it loses the raw charm that made it special? How did we get here? I think there's three main reasons. First, success. Once our favorite creators were recognized for their talent, more money began flowing to their channels through sponsorships and ad revenue. This allowed them to create even better videos through higher budgets, which draws in more viewers, which again increases ad revenue, and you see where this is going. Suddenly, buying a flooded P1 doesn't seem so far-fetched. Second, the algorithm. I firmly believe that Mr. Beast's staggering success on YouTube has affected the entire YouTube landscape. From thumbnails to video ideas to titles, creators are more motivated to create novel and high-stakes videos. Not only are these videos probably more fun to produce, but they are also rewarded by YouTube itself. Going back to my previous example, a title like I bought a flooded P1 will always outperform swapping the seats in my Civic. The algorithm pushes big, flashy, dramatic content. So for creators to stay relevant and continue to earn a living, naturally they're going to follow what performs well. And third, creators and audiences always want things to keep leveling up. The thing is, where's the summit? It's hard to imagine Tavares or Matt Armstrong have much higher to climb unless they want to rebuild a McLaren F1 or Ferrari 250 GTO. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that Hoovy sold his Bugatti, and he himself has said he's going back to his roots with hoopties, which, based on the comments, has received an overwhelmingly positive response. So I'm just left wondering, once we've peaked with automotive content, where do creators go from there? Right now, I believe relatable content is more important than ever. Look around. AI is pumping out writing, music, and art, but so much of it feels soulless. I can't relate to most AI content, so I just tune it out. Similarly, if creators focus solely on creating large-scale videos with massive budgets, I can see people not relating to it, and also tuning them out. In a world where many forms of creativity seem cold, people are craving for something relatable with a human touch. The imperfection is what makes it perfect. Not many people can twin-turbo Lamborghini, but a lot of people can buy and install a new set of wheels, or wrap their own car, or try other DIY mods. Of course, there's a catch. The easier and more relatable a video is, the more creators will make it. And once YouTube gets saturated with that content, standing out becomes harder. It's a balancing act. Stay relatable without blending into the noise. So, entertainment versus relatability, which is better? I don't think there's an answer to that question because it depends who you're asking and what the audience is looking for. Think about Marvel movies. When Iron Man dropped in 2008, no one expected it to kick off a decade-long box office run. But now, after endless sequels and spin-offs, the magic feels worn out. Oversaturation killed the spark. Automotive YouTube might be in a similar place. Huge builds pulled us in at first because they felt impossible, but now they dominate the homepage. Whether it's fatigue or oversaturation, I think audiences are ready for something different. Maybe the real answer isn't choosing one over the other. Maybe the future is a mix of both. At the end of the day, our favorite creators should be proud of what they've built. They've earned the success, the cars, and the audience. But maybe instead of longing for the past, we should look forward to what's next. I'll admit, a part of me definitely misses the car culture that got me hooked so many years ago. But maybe that's just a part of growing up. The future of automotive YouTube might not look like the past, and that might be a good thing.